grim darkness of the 41st millennium, there exists a lost world shrouded in mystery. Planet 1773. Once a bustling mining planet with a population of 67 billion, it was swallowed by the merciless embrace of the warp during the tumultuous days of the Horus heresy. For 10 millennia, it vanished from the gaze of the galaxy, its fate unknown to all. But now, in the present day, a beacon of immense energy surges on the fringes of the Gamma Quadrant. Augurs reveal that this celestial disturbance emanates from none other than M1773. Hope flares anew as whispers of a chance to reclaim the Forsaken Planet fill the ears of the servants of the Emperor. Eager to seize this opportunity and bring the planet under the Imperium's fold, a small but determined scout force is dispatched. Clad in the regalia of the Astrum Militarum, these soldiers of the Emperor descend upon the desolate desert wastes that now cover the surface of the planet. As they set foot on scarred terrain, the scouts are immediately greeted by a haunting sight. Vast cave entrances punctuate the landscape, yawning open like gaping maws. From within these abyssal depths emerge pale, spectral figures, once the mining population of the planet. Driven mad by the unending chaos storms that engulf the planet, they now hunger for the lifeblood of those who dare trespass on their desecrated domain. An eerie and oppressive presence hangs in the air, palpable malevolence that sends shivers down the spines of the guardsmen. The winds carry the stench of despair, as if the very essence of hope had been suffocated by the terrors that haunt this forsaken world. Millions of these zombie-like creatures surge forward, their insatiable hunger for flesh driving them blindly towards the guardsmen's positions. With their lasguns raised, the defenders of the Imperium form a rudimentary defense atop a rocky peninsula situated beside a massive reservoir guarded by the towering dam. From this vantage point, they brace themselves for the impending onslaught. The guardsmen, resolute in their loyalty to the Emperor, know that they stand on the precipice of a battle that will decide the fate of M1773. In the face of overwhelming odds, they hold the line, their determination unyielding. Switching over to our tactical map then, we can see that the Imperial Guard today have taken up position on top of this rocky peninsula here. We've essentially got three line of defences. We've got this outer line here, the first line. We've got the support line back here, and of course we've got the final command line here. The Imperial Guard have also rigged the dam here to explode, just in case they need it. Supporting them on the field, they've got about 20 Basilisk artillery guns. And of course, let's not forget the mining population of M1773, 5 million of them, which is basically a tiny fraction of the 67 billion population. Will the Imperial Guard be able to secure their landing zone? As always, there's only one way to find out. Here we are then, ladies and gentlemen, kicking off today's massacre, and already the artillery shells raining down on the mining population here. You can see they've got very pale skin here from being stuck underground for about 10 millennia. And my god, are they hungry and driven mad by chaos. Can you imagine being stuck on a planet consumed by a chaos warp storm for 10 millennia? Yeah, I think you'll be driven slightly mad by the apparitions and abominations that appear in your mind on a daily basis. And here they are then, the 5 million already charging, and they've already lost close to 50,000. We're barely a minute or two in, and 50,000 of them have already died to them artillery guns. There you can see, look at this. They're taking a sneaky path up here. There's a couple of guardsmen over here trying to sneak away. They were hoping to hide away. And look at this. The Emperor's divine judgment has come down upon them. They've just been swarmed by zombies. Meanwhile, the rest of the population now storming towards the main line, hungry for this Imperial Guard blood. Though the Imperial Guard here are not going to give up lightly. Their guns are ready and resolutely resounding out round after round into the front line here of the massed population. Just look at them. That big black blob there, as an artillery shell goes over there, is all 5 million of them. You can see in the background, look at that, artillery shells just going off. And when one hits, thousands are flung into the air. But the gap is immediately filled in. Oh my god, that's kind of terrifying. Look at that. Look how quickly the gap is just... That's it, all in. Let's go back to our front line. You can see this is actually a bit of a double-pronged assault, but meanwhile, the zombies have actually now managed to get, oh god, to the front line here. They are just swarming over the poor Imperial Guard, but they are not going down without a fight. They've lost 100 of their numbers so far. It's actually split into two, this combat field. There's this big dry river over here, which used to feed our reservoir, and the zombies have found a little bit of a path through it. You can see that we've got a little bit of a shader issue going on here. But not to break our immersion, I'm just going to pretend that they get covered in oil as they come through this part. That's what it is. It's not a shader issue, it's getting covered in oil. Meanwhile, hundreds more zombie bodies are being flung into the ravine. Bit by bit, this will fill up with bodies. You can see some of them are taking tumbling lessons down here to get into the ravine. But bit by bit, they are swarming over. And then they've got this massive open plain where the guardsmen are just gunning them down in their hundreds. They're getting to about this rock here, and then the auto gunfire is absolutely blasting them apart. Now, I know a couple of you have also said it's the 41st millennium, the guardsmen don't use auto guns. And you're quite right, they are using glass guns here. You can even see that these here, the models, look, they've actually even got the last gun charge marker on the gun. So they are 100% definitely last guns. However, the game does not have lasers in it as an ammunition type, so unfortunately the guardsmen, for the sake of, you know, keeping it somewhat real, they've got auto guns, even though they're last guns. But yeah, it's basically because we can't get them firing lasers just yet. So devs, please add in lasers. It was in the first game, please add it into this one. Meanwhile though, the zombie horde now is catastrophically crumbling our front line here. The massed horde of them just pouring over the guardsman's line. Them artillery shells really trying to help out. The earthquakers, the soul shakers, the life takers. Meanwhile though, the guardsmen on top of the ridge having a bit of a field day here, just raining down fire. Overwatch is their key here today, at least for now. Oh god, look at these chaps here on the rock. Abominable. It's like 28 days later. Oh my god, look at this. Zombies just rushing past them, unable to path up towards them just yet. Unfortunately for the zombies, they can't climb. And that's probably very fortunate for the guardsmen. But look at this. The zombies have another method of climbing. Because they can't climb up rock faces, they simply pile up the bodies until they're able to get to you. And that's exactly what's happening here at the front end here. Look at this. They're almost level with the rock. And bit by bit, the zombies will be able to path up here. And the zombie swarm is never ending. Look at this. Throughout the entire land now, this entire swarm is just taking over. The sand has turned crimson red here. Oh my. Look at this, the insane body pile here that we've been making. Absolute wonderful work here by the guardsmen so far, holding the line. They're not giving up this part easy. 278,000 kills to them, but the front line is faltering here bit by bit. The swarm is too much, and they are just all-consuming. Oh my god, that artillery shell really saved a lot of guardsmen, bought them a few seconds at least. The rest of the line here has not been engaged anywhere near as much yet, but look, the tendrils of chaos are reaching out bit by bit, and more reinforcements are heading in. Oh my god, I can't get over how many zombies are dying every second. It's like almost literally 1,000 a second. That's some impressive numbers really from the guardsmen here. You can see though that the zombies now are starting to charge the support line over here. The support line though will hold out for a very long time. It's very, very strong. There's a lot of overlapping fields of fire here, and there's a lot of support fire coming from the command line also. Meanwhile, the guardsmen over here still hoping that they can somehow save this. They need to kill a hell of a lot. There's still 4.4 million enemies remaining. Now, some of you might be wondering about a bit of a kill disparity there, because they've only killed 300,000, but yeah, they've somehow got an extra, 300,000 kills there that have not been legitimately counted. That's environmental damage. So you can see these zombies here flying through the air every time an artillery shell goes off. They do not count as kills to the Imperial Guard. They actually count as environmental kills, because they died to full damage, not to the artillery blast. Oh my god, this line is slowly being consumed here. Look at this. Every time they kill a zombie, just 10 more are ready to take its place. The mining population here really putting the work on the guardsman line. There's only this one little line left, however, this one's got a lot of covering fire. Look at that. There's a lot of guardsmen looking at these, so hopefully these guys over here should last quite a long time. but the zombie line here is getting longer and longer, bit by bit. It's spreading out. Luckily, the town over here is restricting a lot of the movement of the zombies currently. Look at this. So you can see that the town over here is absolutely crammed full of zombies. Now, what this is actually doing, look, because they can't get out the other side really effectively, it's really stemming the horde. Obviously, there's little areas like this where they can get through, and there's another one down the bottom here. This is a massive area where they can come around. All these here have literally gone all the way around the pyramid here, and are now charging up this way. How are we actually doing on this side? I'm not expecting that things are going too well on here, because look at this. There's only a little trickle of zombies realistically coming through this area. We need to fill in this lake with more and more bodies. That way, we'll be able to get more zombies across. And look at this, the reservoir, once nice, crystal clear waters, is now turning blood red bit by bit as we just fill it up with zombie goo. Oh my god. I wonder, can we actually turn the entire reservoir to blood? That'd be kind of insane to do. Our guardsman line here, though, this is the last one now. The other lines have faltered. These chaps still holding out. They've taken down 430,000, more than that if you include the environmental kills, and the blood is starting to pool up here. Look at this. There's an actual little lake flowing down here, and it's all flowing into this little area here. The marvellous blood. And the rest of the blood, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be heading down this way. It's all going to be pooling up at the base of these pyramids here. We're going to dub these the pyramids of death, because they probably by the end of this are going to be completely surrounded in blood. Meanwhile, though, on our front line, the guardsmen holding out as best as they can. The other side of the field is absolutely fine for now. They're just blasting them, but over here, with the hill incline, it's giving the zombies a lot of ability to just sort of march right up to the guardsmen. God, them artillery shells are just so deadly. Look at that. Literally hundreds are killed with every single one of them blasts. There's about 20. I know they're flak 88s. Unfortunately, there's no basilisk mod yet in the game, so we haven't got basilisk actual models for them yet. So hopefully bit by bit, though, as the modders release stuff, we'll get more and more cool stuff. Well, look at this. The insane purge of zombies is continuing on this side. The field is littered with the dead, and with massive oodles of blood. Oh my god, somewhere Crone is laughing onwards, or Corn, whichever way you want to say it. I get so many complaints about the way. I just think Corn sounds really cheesy, so I like to say Crone, because I think it fits more in line with the other god names, you know. You got Zinch, Nurgle, Slanesh, and then Corn. It just, no, it sounds too cheesy. Where if you say Crone, it just sort of fits more in line with the rest of them. But meanwhile, our zombie horde here has, look at this, the rock has made a little dam here. We've got a nice little pool of blood here. Oh my god. Maybe it won't be there for long. It's getting slowly filled in with the bodies of the zombies. Oh my days. Let's stick this in slow motion a second. Let's have a look at this front line. Look at that. The amount of auto gunfire just raking over all the zombies is absolutely insane. Meanwhile, some of them are getting flying lessons in the background. Thousands and thousands of them are dying every second, and they just do not care. They keep pushing forward regardless. And we've got a bit of a 7 days later. I was going to say World War Z, actually. That's the one. A World War Z action going on here, with the zombies piling up on the side of the mountain here, creating their own path towards the... Oh my god, look at this. So what will realistically, well, I don't know, depends what side you're rooting for here. If you're rooting for the guardsmen, you're hoping that this line here holds indefinitely. If you're rooting here for the zombies, I should probably stop calling them zombies. They're not really zombies. They're just sort of like possessed mine workers. Like, they're all mining workers, used to doing menial labor stuck underground, and now they're just possessed by chaos, and they're now charging the Imperial Guard. So, I guess technically they are zombified. I mean, not zombies in the traditional sense that we understand as in undead, but they are zombified to some degree here. But yeah, if you're rooting for them, if you like chaos, hopefully they'll get chewed through this line very, very quickly. There's now coming up to 600,000 kills here for the defenders. Only 1,130 for the zombies so far. However, every death of the guardsmen is massive. It's a little less firepower that they have. Oh my god, look at this. Absolute insanity. We really have started filling in this now with a lot of blood. It's getting a bit ridiculous. Meanwhile, though, this line is getting completely swarmed at this point. What we're going to do then is we're quickly going to hit a time-lapse camera, and we're going to see how long this line can hold for here. We'll be back in a moment. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, the first line has faltered, and now the support line is fully in the focus of the mining population of M1773. They charge onwards now, right into the guardsmen's line, despite the insane body pile and blood pooling up all around them. The guardsmen here are holding out. Oh my god, look at this. We've got a body bobsleigh on the go here. Look at this. Just corpses of the enemies sliding down on top of the other corpses. Oh my god, that's absolutely insane. How are we doing on this side? Well, you can see, bit by bit, they have been getting closer and closer, with their attention being divided now between the two lines. It's given the other side a little bit of a better hope, though the guardsmen here, feeling the pressure, they decide that it's time to enact their first plan. And with that, there's a cacophonous boom, and the dam is busted open. Thousands and thousands of metric cubic liters here of water are now pouring over the top of the zombie horde here, crushing them under the weight of the water as it starts to surge through the town here, cutting off the path, at least for now, of the impeding zombie horde. Thousands and thousands of zombies here have just been crushed by the monumental blow. You can see the entire flow of the attack, no pun intended, has now been cut off from this side. The zombies here wondering what the hell just happened. Meanwhile, the town is being completely flooded here. Look at this. The water, though, as it is washing over the crimson sand, is washing before it a tidal wave of blood. Look at all this gooey just flowing down the side here. The water bringing it all to a head. Oh my god, that is a lot that is just flowing down the center here. Thousands and thousands of zombies have now been killed, crushed, or bashed against the sides of buildings. Look at this, you've got this little contingent here. Slowly but surely, the water piling up past their waist, up past their nips, and then up over their head, finally drowning them. Like I said, they're technically not zombies. They are living people, so they can drown. Oh my god, look at that. Look at all the blood that has just been washed down with it. I mean, it's kind of cleansing when you think about it, realistically. I mean, it's killed hundreds of zombies, and the water is now horribly infected with gooey blood. But you know what? Oh, look at this. The water, though, now starting to subside over here. And the zombies are starting once more to try and push through this area. It has killed so many of them. Literally thousands. Why? I mean, I'm estimating probably maybe 150,000 have been crushed by this water, and it's still going, and it's pushing all the blood down here as well. Look at this. We've got an insane pool of blood here now. Little Timmy can get out his rubber dinghy and go swimming in this one. Fun for the entire family, and the blood is starting to pool around the pyramids of death as well. Oh my, that is a deadly, deadly thing there. Look at all this, though. Look at all the blood. Oh my god, look at all this. Holy Mother of God. It is just flowing freely through the town. This has become an absolute massacre. However, ladies and gentlemen, look at this. An unforeseen side effect by the guardsmen here. With all the water now out of the reservoir, this has suddenly become an optional path here for the zombies to start plowing around. And now they are heading straight for the command line over here. Oh my, very, very deadly situation that the guardsmen find themselves in. Meanwhile, the front line here has been holding out resolutely. Millions and millions here have literally been flung against the guardsmen, and they are still holding out. They have taken some considerable losses here now. 2,000 of their 9,000 odd that they started with. Though the guns, ladies and gentlemen, these things still rounding out here, sending out shell after shell, killing thousands with each fell swoop. And we can see now that while it was very effective to kill thousands of zombies, ultimately what's happened now is that the zombies have got two paths on which they can make their way through, and that's exactly what's happening now. The rest of them starting to rejoin the assault here. I'm going to call this the World War Z assault because literally they've just built a mountain of bodies here that is now higher than the cliff. That's stupid. Frankly, it's quite stupid. Oh no, we've got a break here in the support line, ladies and gentlemen. This is critical. What we've got here then is the box formation. Box formations in this game extremely strong when it comes to range units. So hopefully they're going to be able to lay down the smackdown and help provide some cover fire here for the rest of the line. But it is looking a bit grim, actually. Oh my god, camera, control yourself. Look at this. The entire line now, with that one little crack, has slowly been ripped asunder here. The guardsmen trying to pump out as much firepower as they can, but it's not been enough so far. And now they're swarming into the box formation. Though it's going to take them quite a lot to get through this, they're going to lose a good couple of hundred easily. Maybe even a couple of thousand getting through this, quite frankly. But look at them. They do have the numbers swarming over the hill. Oh my god. That is a terrifying sight. Millions of them swarming over the hill down towards you. I would not want to be in this situation. And the artillery shells providing a lot of close support here, and it is definitely needed at this moment in time. This line is under a lot of combat stress at the moment. 1.17 million kills though. They're coming up to 1.2 very rapidly. This has been an insane defense by the guardsmen. 9,000 of them have killed almost a million. Well, over a million, should we say. Absolute insanity. I never thought that the guardsmen here, even though these are just melee troops at the end of the day, the zombies, they're running at them with mining picks, shovels, and just blatant disregard for their own life. The guardsmen have still held out insanely well. Because if you got to think about it, like, this many units charging, I don't care if these 9,000 guns, that is a lot. Eventually you'd have to reload. It's not a thing in this game, but eventually people have to reload, and when people reload, that's when they gain the ground because of numbers. Oh my god. There's an old saying where, you know, people are like, oh, you know, trained, small amount of trained troops is much better than a large horde of unskilled troops. You know, quality over quantity. But there's a point where you've got so much quantity that quantity becomes a quality of its own, and that's exactly what's happened here. It doesn't matter that they're just all melee troops, basically, with pickaxes. They've just got so many of them. I mean, you got to think, this is 5 million of them. The planet has got a population of 67 billion. That is an insane amount. Like, imagine if all 67 billion were to amass in one horde and just zerg. That would be insane. It's a call for an exterminatus almost, one might say. However, the amount of blood being spilt at these temples is something that the Inquisition may take note of at a later date, ladies and gentlemen. It is very, very worrying that the amount of blood that is pooling up around here and actually seems to be absorbed by the temples, weirdly enough. Look at this. The entire area now is just awash with blood. Oh, Crone is so pleased. He is so pleased, ladies and gentlemen. The entire area here is just awash with death and destruction. Our front line of guardsmen, though, still holding out. Every zombie that comes over the top here. Or maybe I should start calling them miners. No, because that sounds weird, actually. No, they're not children. They're not miners. We'll stick to zombies. The zombies here coming over the top and just getting absolutely massacred at point-blank range by the guardsmen. Oh my god, look at this. There is so much blood being spilt here at the moment. Oh, that is absolutely insane. This front line. Look, you can even see some of the zombies are just like questioning their reality as they come over the top here. My god, them artillery shells just devastating the entire line. The amount of gunfire as well, it's really loud in my eardrums. I'm going to have to balance that in editing. Oh my god, it is so loud. The zombies, though, look at that. the insane swarm. What a spectacle. Oh my god, this game is so cinematic at times. Like, ladies and gentlemen, this is a problem that I have with the game. This is a YouTuber problem, okay? The game is so cinematic that it's almost impossible to select a damn thumbnail to represent the battle. Like, actually, that'll be an interesting. Comment below, put the @ symbol, and then put a time. Let me know what you'd use, roughly, for a thumbnail for this. I'd just be very interested to see, because, like I said, it's almost impossible for me to select. I end up taking like 500 pictures, and then I have to whittle them down to like my top 10, and then over the course of a day, I like come back to it the next day, and I'm like, okay, let's pick one out of these 10 now. And it takes forever to pick a thumbnail. So yeah, comment below, let me know with your timestamp what you'd actually like to use as a thumbnail. Give me a good idea as well of how to present the videos. But meanwhile, the support line now has been completely overwhelmed. The box formation has faltered, and the only remaining lines now is this here, the command line. At the very back also. You know what? Let's go take over one of our guardsmen. Let's go help out and see what we can do to the front lines over here. Let's see how good all these guns are. Oh my god, it's a single shotgun. Okay, not a shotgun, it's a single shot gun. But it does 75 damage a hit. Okay, well the zombies have got about, what, 2,000 health, so it's probably taking roughly about, no, sorry, not 2,000 health, 200 health. So it's roughly taking about 3 bullets then to kill each zombie. Oh my god, that's actually quite a lot for the guardsmen when you think about it. Headshots don't count, unfortunately. Look at this. Oh my god. No matter where you shoot. Look, I'm just going to shoot blindly over here. And I can just... I'm still hitting things. It doesn't matter where you aim. You're still hitting something. Oh my god. Well, we're going to leave this here. This is my character. We're going to leave this chap right here. So that's going to be me in this battle here. Meanwhile, though, 1.47 million kills here now by the defenders. They have been putting up a monumental fight here. Look at all this blood as well that has pooled up because all the bodies are creating a dam effect. Like, we destroyed one dam over here, and it's now resulted in this massive dam over here. We destroyed one and built another is basically what I'm saying. Oh my god, look at all that blood. It's even pooled up all over here. Look at this. It is a literal ocean of death. That's so impressive. Oh my god, what we're going to do then very quickly is we're going to hit a little quick time-lapse camera here, and we're going to see how long this command line can hold out for, because ultimately we need the zombies to get to this part here, because this is where the insane overlap of troops is. There's a lot of firepower in this one little area here, and it's going to take the enemy a very long time to get there. So what we'll do then is hit that time-lapse camera, and we'll be back in a moment. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and oh my god, look at this. The insane body pile that this command line has now built out of the zombies here is getting frankly ridiculous. Now, a lot of this work has been down to the artillery guns here. They have just been decimating this zombie horde, flinging them high and yonder. Look at this, the insane amount of body piles that we've got going on here now. All this here is basically bodies, the entire lot of it. Look at it, look. Oh my god! Oh my god, that's an insane amount! There's so much firepower here in these guns. Like, at this small angle, it doesn't matter. It's sort of like a Spartan defense here now. Their numbers do not matter, because it's a narrow little pass, and the guns are just focusing fire and decimating the zombies with ease here. We are down to our last, what, how many we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got 9 guns left out of 20. That is pretty damn bad. So, yeah, once these guns fall, I've got a feeling it's pretty much going to be over very rapidly for the Imperial Guard here. But let's not underestimate what they've done. 9,000 Imperial Guard so far have killed 1.9 million zombies, and that does not include environmental kills, because, yeah, we started off with 5 million zombies roughly, and we've got 2.6 million remaining. They've only killed 1.9 million, which means Somewhere along the line, we've lost like 1 million to environmental kills. Absolute insanity. And look at the horde. It is still absolutely gigantic in size. It looks like they've barely even put a dent in it. Can you imagine what it's going to take to kill all 67 billion? I really do think that they might try an exterminatus, though. With this being a mining planet and it surviving the embrace of the warp, I don't know how effective that really is going to be. These guys are used to living underground, very deep underground, and I'm pretty sure they'd be able to survive that. So the Imperial Guard might have to come in and conquer this planet the good old-fashioned way. Maybe that might even be our next video, ladies and gentlemen. We need a follow-up because we need to know what happens with the temples of death over here that are now absorbed so much goddamn blood. It's unbelievable. Let's actually go have a look at how much blood has now pooled up down the bottom here. Oh my god, look at this. Look at how deep it is all the way around. And it's also got a load of zombie bodies in it as well that have drowned in blood. In fact, that is doubly humiliating. Not only have they drowned in blood, they've drowned in their own blood. That's pretty bad. Look at that though, the temples are completely swarmed. Oh, that is fantastic stuff. Let's go back over here then to our defensive line. There's only 1,300 guardsmen left. Oh my god, it looks like we've lost a couple of the guns here. We've only got 1, 2, 3. Oh, there's a double gun here. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guns actually remaining now. So there was 10 before. Oh my god, look at that! The insane amount of firepower still coming out of this guardsman line, though. The problem is, though, for the zombies, is that the bodies are no longer piling up here. In fact, so many of them are dying now that all the zombie bodies can no longer pile up on top, so that's why they're all coming down here. And bit by bit, this is going to create a pathway for the zombies to come up. Oh no! The punishment for the guardsmen surviving is built in. The more they kill, the more pathways open up to be able to get the zombies to them. That's absolutely insane. Look at this, we've also got another little blood lake that is slowly appearing in here. How deep is this one? Oh, it's not deep at all. Not that deep at all. It's still in its infancy. How am I doing? Oh, I'm still over here, surrounded by a couple of corpses. The zombies. I'm just sniping. That's what I'm doing. I'm looking over the horde, having a good time. Meanwhile, these chaps are on a brutal killing spree on the front line. Look at this, the zombies charging over hundreds and thousands of corpses here, trying to get some tasty morsels of flesh out of the guardsmen. But the guardsmen's resolute, grim determination here, and the artillery guns, let's not forget them, are just absolutely blasting the ever-living crap out of the zombies, quite frankly. These 1,200 guardsmen pretty much remaining here now, and it is all down on the guns. If these guns go silent, then quite frankly, so will the guardsmen. So what we'll do yet again is we'll hit another time-lapse camera because it really is going to take quite a while for these zombies to get through. Then we'll go have a look at this side this time and see how far or how long it actually takes the zombies to get there. We'll be back in a moment. With that, ladies and gentlemen, all of the Basilisk artillery guns here have now been silenced. The final command line is trying to hold out against, quite frankly, the insane zombie swarm here. And I don't know, it's not looking good for them. The zombies now, without the support of the artillery, the guardsmen are simply being chewed up and spat out. I'm going to make my last stand over here. Look, I'm not even aware that the zombies are currently chewing through all my comrades over here. I'm still trying to snipe folks down in the town over here. I'm having an absolute blast. Meanwhile, the poor old guardsmen on this end here are just getting absolutely slaughtered now. Without that support of the artillery guns, this battle quickly turned into a massacre. And it does look like that the Imperial Guard scout force here on the planet of M1773 are gonna fail. They are gonna lose. Oh no, this is bad. This is really bad news. The Imperial Guard need to decide what they're going to do with the fate of this planet. Like I said, an exterminatus might wipe out this small horde here, but the rest of them are still in the underground caverns. This might become a brutal war of attrition here if the Imperial Guard want to reclaim the valuable ores held deep within the core of this planet. And look at this. They are only few in number, 120 of them here. They are still putting up a hell of a fight, killing hundreds and hundreds of zombies still. My god, look at that. That's a horrible situation to be in. Just on the end of a rocky peninsula. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, what would you do? Would you take the hop down there or would you try to face them off? I mean, realistically, you could try run around the sides here, but I mean, at the end of the day, there's nowhere to go. So yeah, would you stand your ground here and get bitten to death, or would you take the hop? Personally, I think I would, yeah. And look at that, ladies and gentlemen, all but one remaining. It looks like Pinky does live to fight another day here. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, I send up a signal to our guardsmen in orbit up there and tell them that there's only one thing that needs to happen right now. I do hope you had a blast. I know I did. Please do comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. A massive shout out to all our channel members who helped to keep this channel going. And as a bonus, your extra content is now available, so go ahead and check that out. And if you're not a channel member, why the heck not? Click the join button below. And if you're after some handy dandy artwork, links are in the description. Go check it out. With all that being said, as always, until next time, peace.